Hey guys, it is day 16 of the Grown and Gathered Challenge. We had a big front come through last night, got a ton of rain and lightning and wind. I was going to be moving bees last night. I'm glad I didn't. I'm going to be moving them tonight instead, so I got a little bit of rest, which felt good. But I'm just coming out to check my chicken coop, see if I have an egg for breakfast, which I don't. So hopefully these chickens will get laying eggs, because I don't have a whole lot of breakfast food besides eggs. I do have some ribs I made last night from that wild hog, so that's an option, but I don't really feel like eating ribs for breakfast. So I might just snack on some veggies or something here. The garden's looking really good. Just loving all that rain. Got these bok choys are growing quickly. Green beans are growing, arugula, and then these peas are coming up real nice as well. And we have a bunch of radishes growing here. And then back over here, I got my lettuce garden, and that's coming up nicely. Which a lot of times I like just taking a bed and throwing a bunch of different lettuce seeds in here, and then as it grows up I'll just come out with some scissors whenever I want a salad and pick a salad. So that's getting there. All right, girls, get working, get laying them eggs. Got blueberries coming. Looks like the bees have been doing their job and pollinating these. They're turning into little berries. So that'll be a while before these are ready. I also have some bananas growing here, but they're still a little ways off. But one thing I have been really excited about is just learning more uses for these green papayas, and I've been eating these pretty much every day, mostly grating them up and using them kind of as a noodle supplement. But I got a bunch of these, so they're on standby for when I need them. So I want to do a little update on day 16. The weather is just not great today. It's kind of cloudy, a little drizzly. Not a good day for beekeeping, so I've decided to get Judah here, and we're going to go up to our property where we have a hog in a pen, and we're going to butcher it today. One of the things I've been wanting to do is make sausage, and so this hog will be perfect to have some good cuts of meat, and then with a lot of the other cuts, we're just going to ground it up and make sausage. And so it'd be nice having some varieties, some breakfast sausage, maybe some Italian sausage. So that's going to be a real treat for this challenge, but that's our mission today. We got to go drive about an hour and a half up north and go to our property, and we're going to slaughter and butcher the hog today. All right, well, we just got here. She's looking good. She's been eating her corn and her veggies. Has a little wallow. Oh, and she's coming after Judah. Definitely rooted this area up. But we're gonna get the 22 out. Try to just shoot her once right behind the ears and get butchering her. Well, I'm getting ready to slaughter this hog with the 22. And there is something about eating meat and actually taking part in that process of killing an animal that's sobering. It brings the reality that an animal is killed in order to eat meat. And I know a lot of people will comment online about how cruel it is or how wrong it is, especially when they see me taking my kids hunting. But I really believe that if you're going to eat meat, you should at some point at least see the process of where meat comes from, if not take part in it yourself, because there is a sobering reality to that an animal is dying in order for you to eat. And so if you don't eat meat, you know, that's great. That's a stance that you're taking if you're not doing it because you don't want to see animals killed. But if you do eat meat, I would argue that it's a good thing to be part of the process, and it's a good thing to allow children to be part of that process so that they can see the reality of where their food comes from. Here, you can film the hog now. That was one shot just right behind the ear. She's bleeding out and dying right now. And so that's the reality of where our meat comes from. An animal is killed. And I took part in that, and for me, it allows me to respect that food all the more. All right, we got her loaded up on the game cart here. She's actually a lot bigger than I thought. It's a big old sow. We're gonna get a lot of good meat off her. Well, I got the hog off the ground. A lot of times, oh my gosh, this thing is covered in ticks.
Oh my gosh.
Holy cow. Look at that. That is crazy. We gotta check ourselves after this. A lot of times we hang it from the bottom legs. I didn't have the gambrel for that. A cattle ranch I used to hog hunt at, the cowboys would always hang them from the head, and it works good. It's actually easier to get the guts out that way, so that's the way we're doing it today. But I'm gonna skin this thing out, and then we're gonna start taking the meat off and putting it in the cooler. Now that I have this hog skinned and gutted, I'm gonna begin breaking down the different parts of it, beginning with the shoulders. And they're easy, you just slice up underneath. There's no bones you have to cut through, just muscle holding them on. Here's one shoulder. And those are really good for making pulled pork. I like just to slow cook them in the oven till the meat's falling apart. The same thing with this other side. Put it in the cooler. And I'm going to come and get the back straps. Just slice, follow each side of the spine all the way down till you hit the I guess it's the pelvic bone right there. And I just come back and sort of fillet these loins out of here, these backstrap loins. That neck meat right there is really good for, I like making sausage out of that. Or you can just leave it attached to the backstrap. And here I'm coming back and just following that rib cage, cutting this backstrap out. There, bone, nice big back strap. So we just got done butchering the hog, have all the meat in the cooler. Come take a look at this. And then we're gonna have a little lunch here with one of these tenderloins and then the heart. We're gonna cook it up and have a little lunch out here on the field. And then we're gonna get this meat home and I'm gonna sort through it, trim a lot of it, and use all the trimming for sausage. We're gonna grind it up and make some sausages. But for now, I'm gonna get it iced down and ready to go home. We're getting ready to cook up some lunch. We're gonna cook a little bit of that hog, but we're gonna walk around, see if there's anything we can forage out here to go with it, maybe some mushrooms, or some smilax. I'm looking for smilax right now. The new shoots are really tasty, but they come up in the spring. It might be a little bit early up here. I know they're starting to come up where I'm at, but this is about an hour and a half north. So we're just gonna look around for a minute, see if we see anything. If not, we're just gonna have some straight up hog for lunch. Here's one little smilax shoot. There's different varieties of smilax, and this is the smaller one. And there's a ton of this out here, but most of it hasn't started giving off the new shoots, but I'm seeing a few, so I'm just gonna walk around and see how many I can find. We'll cook it up with that hog. There's another one. Judah just found a patch of this bigger smilax. Those things are a lot nicer. And here's a full grown one. That's the larger variety around here. And then in the springtime, they'll have new shoots like this one. And they're really tender, they just snap right off, and they taste a lot like asparagus when you cook them. And you can eat them raw as well. But we're gonna cook them and have some veggies with our pork here. So we have our camp stove heating up, our smilax, and then here we got some of the belly meat, which has a lot of fat on it, and then we have a tenderloin in the heart. And I'm gonna use the belly meat fat to render it out a little bit on this pan and kind of act as a cooking oil, a grease. Oh, it is sounding and smelling delicious right now. Here's our lunch. Pork as fresh as it comes with some smilax, and Judah's gonna try it out here. Which one are you trying first?
The heart.
Is it hot?
Mm. Good.
How about that smilax?
It's really tender.
Nice. All right, it's my turn. I don't know what time, it's in the afternoon. I don't know what time exactly, but I haven't eaten anything all day, so first bite is gonna be a piece of this hog heart. It's good. Not chewy or tough at all. Definitely has that texture of heart or organ meat. And here's some of the tenderloin. Tender. Yeah, that's awesome. Some smilax. It's all good. Well, Judah and I came up here to slaughter and butcher that hog, which we got done, and we also had a nice lunch up here at the property, and now we're gonna get the hog loaded up in the truck and get heading back home.